Welcome to E2XYZ News. I'm Richard G.XYZ, and here is your Business English News update. Today, we'll cover two major stories: a surge in global mergers and acquisitions, and mass layoffs hitting major companies. Along the way, I'll highlight key business English vocabulary and show you how to use it with real examples. Now on to our first story. Global business deals have reached record levels this year. According to the Financial Times, global mergers and acquisitions activity passed the $1 trillion mark in the third quarter of 2025. Several mega deals, each worth tens of billions of dollars, pushed the total above the milestone. Analysts say this surge in deal-making reflects two forces. First, companies are seeking consolidation in industries such as technology, energy, and healthcare. Second, access to capital has improved as markets anticipate lower interest rates. However, experts also warn that many of these deals will face regulatory scrutiny, since competition authorities are paying closer attention to mega mergers. Now let's take a look at some of the vocabulary. Our first word is merger, which is when two companies join together to form a new one. The example from our story: global mergers and acquisitions activity passed the $1 trillion mark in the third quarter of 2025. An additional example: the merger of the two airlines created one of the largest carriers in the region. Next up, we have acquisition, when one company buys another. From the story, global mergers and acquisitions activity passed the $1 trillion mark in the third quarter of 2025. An original example: the tech firm completed its acquisition of a smaller startup to expand its services. Next up, we have mega deal, an extremely large business deal usually worth billions. From the story, several mega deals, each worth tens of billions of dollars, pushed the total above this milestone. A new example: the banking sector saw a mega deal when two giants agreed on $50 billion transaction. Now we have consolidation, the process of companies combining to form fewer, larger firms. From the story, analysts say this surge in deal-making reflects companies seeking consolidation in industries such as technology, energy, and healthcare. Or a new example: industry consolidation often reduces competition but can increase efficiency. Now on to our next story. While some companies are growing through acquisitions, others are shrinking their workforces. Business Insider reports that mass layoffs have hit big names across sectors in 2025, including technology, energy, retail, and finance. Companies such as Exxon, Oracle, and Nike have all announced significant job cuts. Executives explain these reductions are part of restructuring plans and as a response to the growing impact of artificial intelligence on operations. AI promises efficiency. It also means fewer roles for human employees. Analysts warn that this wave of layoffs could continue into 2026, particularly in industries undergoing rapid automation. Let's take a look at the vocabulary. Our first word is layoff, when employees are dismissed, often due to cost-cutting or restructuring. From our story, mass layoffs have hit big names across sectors in 2025, including technology, energy, retail, and finance. Or this example: the company announced a major layoff affecting over 2,000 workers. Next, we have restructuring, reorganizing a company to make it more efficient or profitable. From our story, executives explain these reductions as part of restructuring plans. Or this example: the bank went through a major restructuring after its merger. Now we have automation, the use of machines or technology to perform tasks previously done by humans. From the story, executives explain these reductions as part of restructuring plans and as a response to the growing impact of artificial intelligence on operations. Or our example: automation in manufacturing reduced costs but eliminated many jobs. Finally, we have severance, money or benefits given to employees when they are laid off. As implied as part of the story, many workers affected by these layoffs are negotiating severance packages. Or this example, the company offered generous severance to employees who lost their jobs. These two stories show two sides of the global economy. On one hand, large corporations are expanding through mega deals and consolidation. On the other hand, many companies are reducing their workforces through layoffs and restructuring, partly because of automation and AI. Together, they highlight how business decisions affect not only markets, but also millions of individual workers. Now it's your turn. Which of today's words could you use in your own context? Try writing a sentence with merger, layoff, or automation in the comments. Learn the English you need for business, travel, or IELTS prep by clicking the link below to book a free class. Thanks for watching. See you next time with more global news and business English vocabulary. This is E2XYZ News. My name is Richard G.XYZ, and you've just been enriched.